Hello everyone. Today I have a topic that I think needs to be said because a lot of people are being taken advantage by certain individuals with characteristics such as these, and I do have a disclaimer before I get into this topic. This video is based strictly on my opinion. Any similarities in people that you may know in your life or on social media or anything like that is strictly coincidence. The topic I'm about to talk about is strictly based on my opinion and my real life experiences with people that I have known in my past. So I just wanted to set the record straight so nobody thinks I'm talking about somebody else or somebody you may know. I am absolutely not. I'm only talking about my personal experiences, but I felt like that was important to mention. I prepared my video today with notes. Usually I just speak off the top of my head, but there were so many talking points to this video, I felt like I had to write them all down. So I may be looking down a lot, and it's because I'm reading my notes, but I didn't want to miss anything. So let's get into this topic. Today's topic is about avoiding people who are smug. The reason this topic is so important is because in my own personal life, I have experienced more and more smug people than ever in my past. And two of them came after the time period of COVID. So two of them are in recent years. I just want to talk about my observations about it and why you should avoid smug people, especially going forward. I'm also going to talk about how to get away from smug people if you're in the thick of it and you recognize you are, but you don't know how to get out of it. Because smug people are very conning, and their ultimate goal is to tear you down and destroy you. So let's start with the definition of smug. Smug, as in S-M-U-G, the word smug. You may have heard the term years ago when mothers said, "Wipe that smug look off your face." That's when I first heard the word in my youth. And it's not really talked about today. People use different words. They use narcissistic, they use arrogant, they use haughty, but they don't usually use the word smug. That's why it's important to recognize what smugness is and why you should avoid it and how to avoid it. So starting with the definition of smug, smug is an attitude of excessive pride, self-satisfaction, and people view it in others, in a smug person, as annoying or superior. It's arrogant, conceited, and pompous. It's vain and self-righteousness. Also, the behaviors of a smug person can be indicated by a smug smile or gloating. It's offensive rather than humble. The opposite of smug is humble and modest. In my personal experience dealing with smug individuals, it happened in my place of employment. Twice now it's happened. And like I said, years ago, I had a professional career and I never saw much of this, even though I worked at a law firm. That's really saying something. If I didn't see arrogant people in the law firm, that, in my opinion, that's really, really saying something about what I have observed in people in the last couple of years. Now, in the last couple of years, the jobs I have taken were one in corporate America. It was a desk job. I did a lot of paperwork and reports. The other job I had was at a car dealership. I've had other jobs too, but those were the two 9-to-5s I've had. I'm talking about when I've dealt with people out in the workplace, 9-to-5 jobs. And this is what I've encountered. The people that have come across my life were conniving, very cunning, very influential. Many people don't see it coming. They don't see it. they get conned. Their values and principles go out the window until it happens to them. SMUG people are not very intelligent people. They're wannabes. You can have two managers in a business. You can have one that actually went to business school. They graduated with a master's. They're running a company. You can have one that never went to school at all. They graduated out of high school, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. Please don't mistake my words. They graduated from high school, started out in the company, maybe in a warehouse somewhere. The low entry job point of the company is what I'm trying to say here. And soon enough, they got in with a manager. They became friends with the manager. They started partying with the manager. Next thing you know, they are a manager. The manager has been booted. That manager is gone. The manager that you grew to love and look forward to coming to work in for every single day was a fair manager. Now, this SMUG person is in management. And you're like, what happened? What happened to my good manager? Where'd he go? That's how it starts. So now you have a person managing a company or a business or whatever it may be, and this person is threatened and intimidated by everyone around him that's smarter than himself. And again, I speak from experience here. I'm not just making this up off the cuff. So what would that look like? For example, they employ tactics such as pack mentality. They gang up on you with other employees to get everybody on their side, to make you look stupid. They tear you down. They are not your friend. They're not compassionate. They're not empathetic. They do not look out for you. They do not look out for your best interest in the company, even though to your face, they may be saying, I'm looking out for your best interest. I'm looking out for your success. I really want you to apply for this other position where you'll make more money and yada, yada, yada. Okay. But the fact is they're jealous. They're insecure because they're SMUG. They take out on you and project their feelings onto you of their insecurities. It's all self-serving, packaged as mentorship. In other words, they're there for you. They're there to help your career soar. They're there to help you achieve success. They're the manager, so they're just looking out for your best interest. But in fact, it's not true at all. They are not there for your best interest. They are not looking out for you. The only one they're looking out for is themselves. They will convince others that they're looking out for you. They will convince others. In addition to trying to convince you, they will have a little self-serving army put together. They'll convince them that they're looking out for you, that they have your back. They intend to help you achieve your goals so that later on they can tear you down, and to these same people in their circle, they can tell them how ungrateful you are. In reality, they're stage setting. Over time, they will use strategies to cripple you, to hinder your success, to prevent you from moving up a corporate ladder or prevent you from getting that raise. Slowly but surely, they tear you down and you may not even realize it's happening. The danger comes in when they use tactics like creating fake IDs online. Say you have a social media page for your company and you're up in there and you're talking about your accomplishments. Say you have a professional LinkedIn page and you list your achievements and your education, your background, whatever it may be. These people will troll you online. They will get into your social media accounts under a different ID and fling insults at you so that not only you see it, but people in the public see it. And that erodes your confidence. Eventually, their end goal is to make you think it's you, not them. They take pleasure in eroding your values and self-worth. Make no mistake. That is what they do. That's all they're good at, if you can say they're good at it. Some warning signs to avoid people like this at all cost. They talk about others. If every conversation is about nitpicking or picking fun at somebody else, that's a smug person, because they have nothing to say about themselves. They have nothing real. They have nothing in their background. They nitpick everyone else's character. They are outright mean to embarrass you and others. When I worked in corporate America, there was such a manager. He was about my age, but he was coming from a different background altogether. He had never worked in an office building. And he got in with the manager. Somehow, some way, I don't know. I think it was they shared a love of something. Because, see, smug people will pursue you to destroy you. Whether it was a golf game or something going on in the community, I don't know how. But he got an in with this manager that we all loved and cherished. And then one day, the manager came to us and said he was leaving the company and this guy was put in his place. They didn't interview anyone. They didn't offer the job to anyone else with longevity or, somebody superior. They just put him right in the position with no education, no background. He had no background in what this company did. And next thing you know, he's the manager. Next thing you know, he's changing up everything. I didn't stay at the company very long after that, but that's just one example. Then, when I moved on to a different place, I thought those days were behind me. I thought, one and done. One smug person in my lifetime is enough. And then I met someone worse. As hard as that is to imagine, I met someone worse. But this time it was different. The red flags were there. My spidey sense was hollering at me. And when I met this guy, I knew what he was about right away. Because past experience told me there's just another smug guy. Now, this guy, the difference was in the next company that I moved to, of course, this guy did have experience. But he was put as manager of a new location. He did not have any managerial experience. In the overall sense of the business, he was experienced. He had been in the same type of business for 30 years. So, what was so bad about this guy? Well, the problem was he had an assistant manager. She also had 30 years of experience. But she was better with the computer. She was faster on the computer. She helped more of the people. She helped the employees more than he did. And he became vilely jealous. He would go around trash talking people behind their back. That was red flag number 1. But he would never trash talk himself. He never acted humble or courteous. He never acted empathetic. He did not care about anyone's personal life, their personal safety. But let me tell you what happens to smug people. It doesn't last forever. It's built on unstable grounds. It's built on a shaky existence because they don't have what majority of the people have, which is compassion, empathy, kindness. And what ends up happening with people like this is their house comes down. Sometimes people need a wake-up call. Sometimes a wake-up call changes a person, and sometimes it doesn't. My experience with smug people is that they rarely change. If you see a pattern in someone, they're not kind. They'll even tell you. They don't care about people. They don't have to be nice. They'll even tell you that to your face. They'll tell you what's important is they have your back. Yeah, they go behind your back, talk about you behind your back. That's how they have your back. They don't really have your back. Smug people do themselves in. It's kind of funny to sit back and watch because at the end of the day, they crumble and fail and it's all their own doing. But when they go down, the problem is people that don't see the red flags up front and people that stick by their side and people that enable them by going along with all the ridiculous stuff they think and say, those people get taken down with them. You have to be smarter about smug people. You have to recognize the signs. They'll package bullying as honest criticism, but nobody ever asked for it. Nobody asked for the criticism in the first place. They will bully somebody relentlessly, and all their little pawns won't see it as bullying. They'll see it as, well, they deserve to be picked on. If you've ever been victimized by a smug person, you know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, please heed my warnings. Don't get involved with them. Avoid them at all cost. If you're working at a company and you have a manager that you see these red flags in, and they're obviously not out for your best interest, even though they're telling you they are, try to get out of their department. Do what you can to get away from them. It never ends well for anyone to be under the thumb of a smug person, but you can make a difference by not getting involved with them in the first place. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something here today. Take care.